Hello, halo, halo. Yes, hello. Yeah, combination of two words. Hey and hello is not halo. Oh, hello. It's Monday. Monday. I like Mondays. I've shared it before why I like Mondays. I did not, of course, I was like the rest of the world. Mondays were poo, but I decided that the only way to do something about that was to make a positive out of a negative. Hi, Tanya. Hope you're doing well. It is September 16th, and I have a fun night for us. And I'm excited about it because it's something fairly new that I have discovered. So, because I like to waste a little bit of time to give people a chance to join, how was your weekend? How's the weather up here? You want to know how the weather is? Okay, average temps, 70 to 75 degrees. 95 degrees today. Yep. As far as we're concerned, it is still summer here. Yep, it is, it hit, I think it was actually 94, but our average temps during this time of the year are low 70s or so. Yeah, we're in mid 90s, but they are saying we've got like a 20 to 30 degree drop coming in tomorrow, so there's no telling. Like I said, it snowed on the last day of September last year, so let's see what happens this year. Anyway, hope y'all doing well. Hope it was a great weekend. To update you on our long-going car saga, my uncle has, we don't know what kind of strings he has pulled, but he has done some kind of fancy magic or whatever. And we told him our price range, our down payment, our option, you know, what we wanted and everything. And he scoured the country and he found something for us. And what's nice is when I talked to him this morning, they are overnighting our paperwork. We should get tomorrow. We will fill it out and overnight it back to him. He's having a car. He found the car out of Kentucky, and they are putting it on a flatbed and bringing it to us, to our door, to our front door. Seriously, amazing. And then, yeah, so if it had, he told me he was going to message me or call me if it was leaving today. So he has not done that. So it'll probably be leaving Tennessee tomorrow. They drove the car from Kentucky down to Tennessee to his dealership. They detailed it and are cleaning it out and putting it on a flatbed, and it will be leaving from Tennessee, coming to Billings, Montana by the end of the week. So we should have a new car by the end of the week. Super exciting. And so much relief for having a new vehicle, or having a reliable vehicle that I'm not scared is going to break down on me, because guess what? It only breaks down on me, not on the husband. Yeah, I know it's still super hot there, but Montana is crazy. We actually went through our entire summer with it being somewhat mild. We had a really nice summer. It didn't get, you know, like super, super hot. And we had a lot of rain. So our fire season was like almost non-existent. There were a couple of fires that popped up. But it's been a really nice summer. Of course, everything Farmer's Almanac is saying is that this is going to be one heck of a winter. So we're still here for that. Y'all look forward to hearing my updates there. All right, tonight's martini is the marble cake martini. We'll get this going because I got, none of the things we're doing this evening is difficult. I can tell you that, none of it's difficult. But it does take just a tiny bit of time. Tonight's marble cake martini is 2 parts, I am struggling here, all because of that right there. 2 parts of cake vodka. And in all honesty, I don't know what the difference is between cake and whipped. To me, they're fairly similar. So, let's see what happens. 2 parts cake vodka, and 1 part whipped vodka, 3 parts milk, and 1 tablespoon, which I forgot to grab a tablespoon, so we will eyeball it, of chocolate syrup. So, running out there. 2 parts cake vodka, 1 part, yeah, extremely hot and dry. Dry is not one of those words you often hear when it comes to Alabama. 1 part whipped vodka. It's always dry here, but it's weird how the tiniest little bit of humidity that rises, we feel it, or I feel it. I feel a difference. Then I said 3 parts milk, which I already measured out, and then a tablespoon, we're gonna eyeball it, yep, of chocolate syrup. Okay, so anyway, shake that up, and like I said, we have a new car coming to us. If it leaves tomorrow, my uncle seems to think it will be here like by Thursday. It takes, I mean, it's 1,600 and some odd miles from Tennessee. I'm thinking it'll be here by Friday. People really misgauge how big Montana is. Seriously, we drove for a full day in Montana just trying to get to Billings when we drove from Alabama. It's insanely huge. I mean, you can drive north from Billings and it take you 8 hours to get to Canada. Montana is massive. Bethany, we are getting a Hyundai Kona. Hyundai has, well, this is hard. At the moment, very moment, they have 3 SUVs. The Kona is the smallest, Tucson is the middle, and Santa Fe is the largest. They've got a Palisade that I think has just come out, and then the Hyundai Venue is coming out in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, the Hyundai Kona was kind of a compromise. I prefer cars, the husband prefers SUVs. This is like a small car. I mean, it's the space of an SUV. You got your all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, whatever, and but it's smaller. I like to drive smaller vehicles. I feel more cozy and calm in a small vehicle. So the Kona was the perfect size, and then it's the SUV qualities the husband likes. So compromise. It's a marble cake martini. Yep, exciting. All right. Tonight, do-it-yourself scarves. This is one of those like super random topics, but with fall, what, next week I think? It's going to be scarf season. People love scarves. The thing is, one of the biggest things that is wasted besides food is clothing. And as much as I donate and try to repurpose and recycle and everything, the majority of America does not, which is the reason why thrift stores are so freaking overloaded with clothes. So this is one of those things that if you have old shirts, especially one that you really like, shirt, skirt, probably your best options here for this evening. If you really like the pattern, the color, whatever, and you don't want to get rid of it, this is an option. Now, if this is just something you want to do, hit the thrift store and find patterns, colors that you like and do this. The only requirement regarding tonight is the sizes need to be about the same for whichever one you're doing. I've got 3 different tutorials. I'm going to show you them really quick. Okay. Like I said, they need to be about the same sizes. Make sure you get yourself a really good pair of scissors. If you don't have fabric scissors, you don't have to go and invest in any. You don't have to. But make sure you got some really good sharp scissors. Okay, when you decide, are going to start, get your shirts. Again, just make sure the sizes are similar. And you don't have to worry about any kind of perfectionism or anything here. This is what's nice. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut off the bottom hem. And Of course, my scissors were working fine last night, and now not so much. You don't need that bottom hem at all. Okay, then what you're going to do is you are going to cut about 1-inch strips. If you would like, you can use a cutting mat and a rotary cutter. That way, so you can kind of even them out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you do want it to look a little bit more neat and together, then of course what I'm doing now. If you are one of those that's really good at just cutting straight lines, then go for it. But really, all you need is whatever shirt you want to use and scissors. You're just going to cut strips, tons and tons and tons of strips, all the way up to the armpits. Now, I did go through and cut out another shirt because I knew this would take quite a bit of time. Is there anybody who just absolutely loves fall? I'm not gonna lie, fall's my least favorite season, but I do love scarves. I love scarves. And I just like them because it's a fun way to kind of accessorize or update or change up an outfit. I don't like them because they keep me warm, because in all honesty, I'd much rather just throw on a great big coat and leave it be. I am not one for tons of layers, so if I can avoid the layers, that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, I'm going to stop with this one just because that's all I'm doing. Is I'm going to cut all the way up to, you're going to cut all the way up to the armpit. Like I said, go to the thrift store if you don't have any shirts you want to cut up. So cut up to the armpit, the rest of it's trash. And what you're going to do is you're just going to gather your, keep them, some shirts have tags on the inside. So you do need to keep that in mind. So when you're getting ready to bundle them up here. So I did cut out some gray strips earlier. So I'm going to try and keep my seams together only because that's just what I do. And all you're going to do is just bundle them up the way that you want. I'm just going to put all the seams together. There's not any rhyme or reason, any colors, any patterns, anything you want. Seriously, this is no sew, absolutely no sewing, no reason to pull out needle thread, but all you're doing is looping them together, and I don't think there's any rhyme or reason with the way that you loop them together, except for you don't want, of course, all of one color bunched up. You can use all one color if you want. Use as many colors as you want. Of course, the more that you put on there, the more full your scarf is going to be. So anyway, match all of your seams up that way, so at least it's they're kind of. And again, this is why it's important that they all be about the same size. That way, so when they're falling like that, you don't have anything that's like way longer. So let me add a couple more here, and then I took one of the husband's old shirts. I'm gonna stop there. And just for a contrast color, I cut out a strip of white just from one of his old shirts. What you're gonna do, again, it doesn't really matter if it's at the seam or not, which I cannot find the seam. How is this even? There it is, about right there. So what you're gonna do is bundle so you've taken one strip, and again, do this with whatever colors you want. One strip, and you're going to tie it around the end. Leave a couple inches excess at the end. And then all you're going to do is take, I'm going to say my contrasting color here, and you're going to wrap. You're basically creating a binding around the end. You're going to wrap it all the way around tons of times. This is when I felt it was a little bit easier to actually have this kind of hanging on something, so it was easier to wrap it around. Anyway, any design as tight as you want. I just went all the way across, make sure that I was covering that seam that was at the top. Make it as pretty as you want. It ain't that deep. And of course, yours would look a whole lot neater than what I've got going on here. But again, for the sake of Facebook Live and keeping it fast, is what it is. All right, and then what you're going to do is, at the end is you are going to take your two ends and you're just going to knot it up. You're going to knot it up real tight, and then if you cut off the excess ends, and then you can tuck it up underneath, and then you've got, of course, if you do have any pieces that are longer, this is what's nice about if you're using a cotton shirt, is you can stretch it so they are all about the same size. Anyway, there you go. So, yeah, if I cut neater strips, there you go. Boo, just like that. All right, there's one. Next one, these next two, all you need with these next two are one shirt. One shirt. Okay, let me make sure so I'm not going crazy here. Your shirt, this time, all you're gonna do is take your scissors. Again, you are just going to you're gonna cut the armpit to armpit, all the way across. Now, when you do these, you do want to make sure that you are using fabric that is easy to stretch and work with you. I don't think that something like a silk would be as nice. All right, so you just cut the armpits off of that. So now we have a tube top. All right, what you're gonna do is, let me make sure I am doing this right before I start doing it. All right, then all you're gonna do is you are going to cut strips all the way, almost to the top. Almost to the top. You're gonna leave about 2 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches to the, y'all, I'm sweating. Woo! You're gonna do thinner strips than what I'm doing, because my scissors have all of a sudden, I think if I had a cutting mat up underneath this, it would be a little bit easier, but you're going to cut your strips all the way up to about, so you got your seam, the side of the shirt up here at the top. If you want, you can cut the hem off. It's up to you. To me, the hem is a little bit thicker and different, so it's going to lay differently than the rest of the shirt. Of course, like I said, these are going to be thinner strips. I'm just doing this for really quick to show you guys basically the way that you go about doing this. And like I said, just about 1.5 to 2 inches to the top. I think I did that right. I may have done that wrong. All right. Then you're going to gather it all up. Again, I got a tag right there, so I'm going to work from that side. Okay, and then what you're going to do, gather it all up, the side that is not cut. Take your end, one of the end pieces, and all you're going to do is basically knot it. You're going to go all the way around. You're creating your binding. This did take me, this is going to be because it would be nice to kind of have like another set of hands to do this. Anyway, you're just going to sit here and knot it. That's the only thing, is they are going to get twisted up. You're going to create your binding. Basically where, I guess, the neck's going to be. And then all you're going to do is, what I'm going to do, you can knot it any which way, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut there and essentially do the same thing that we did with the last one. But you can knot it without having to cut it. And then I'm going to twist that around. And I'm going to knot it up. And then if you want, that way so it's really secure, wrap it around once of the loops. That way so if for some reason it wants to come unwound, it's not going to. Cut off your excess. Woo! Y'all, I'm sweating like a mofo. Anyway, if you want, stretch it out as much as you want, but essentially, there you go. Now, I would imagine that if you tried to do like a sweater or something, that wouldn't necessarily work. But again, imagine if you were cutting your strips all smooth and nice and pretty. There you go. Super simple, just like that. So, 2 scarves, really quick there. Okay, one more. This one is a fit, essentially the same thing as what we did before, except instead of, and I still got my dollars or thrift store tags on there. I got the shirt for like 99 cents. Okay, same thing here. You are going to stop sweating as much as me. You are going to cut all the way across, cut off armpit to armpit. Then all you're going to do, again, cut off that hem. I'm not going to right this second, only because. And then instead of going from seam to seam, you're going to go from bottom to top. And this time you're going to leave again about 2 inches from the top. That way so you don't cut through. This is one of those that if you've got a fun pattern, it's going to be nice. You're cutting both sides of the shirt, the front and the back, up to about 2 inches. This is a problem when you have thick hair, you get hot like super easy and super quick. And I'd like to say my hair is thinning because I mean it's getting more easy. It's getting to where it's like more staticky and it feels like it's finer, but right now I have nothing but a layer of sweat going. My head is just a sweaty mess. All right, anyways, so about 2 inches all the way. And again, it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. It ain't that deep. Of course, if you want yours prettier than mine, it probably does matter. All right, and then all you're gonna do is open it up. This one is probably not as nice or whatever. And this one probably doesn't matter if it's a smaller shirt or whatever. But this is one actually where if you wanted to, you could probably stretch it out and double loop it. That way so. There. There you go. Yep. Yeah, I'm no dancer. Anyway, so there you go. Super simple, quick, easy, old shirts. And what I like about these is that since you're using t-shirts, you're not adding weight. So the last thing I want is for something to be heavy and cause me to get hotter. So, but yeah, this was nice. Make sure if you're using cotton t-shirts, they're super easy to stretch. And if you want, you can grab somebody else to help you stretch them. Back to this one we just did. The first one we did, where did I throw it somewhere? This one we did. If you want to, the same thing is what we did. I mean, this is 3. Of course, I binded with a different color. You could essentially, I mean, if you wanted to take one of the other colors and wrap it just like we did the second one. No big deal. No problem. No difference. But it's essentially the same thing. So, there you go. If you got any shirts, if you're one of those that goes through and cleans out your closet at the end of every season and you've got a bunch of old tees that you're going to trash and you're like, ooh, but I really like that pattern, I like that color, whatever, but you want to keep it, there's another way to utilize it. So that way you are, aren't just trashing, you know, clothes or whatever. You're getting another use out of them. Okay, yay, that's it. 3 different scarves you can make out of what you have laying around. I have a ton of my husband's old white tees that instead of tossing, I've kept them because I use it for various crafts. I use the fabric. There's some skirts that I have been meaning to get rid of that I have kept because they could be used this way. So skirts and tees, best way. So anything though, of course, that a loop. Yeah, there you go. Okay, next week, What are we doing next week? Next week, y'all, it's already September 16th today, so that means next week is like almost the end of September. What's the 23rd? Oh, Melody likes the blue one? Yeah, I mean, you can't get much simpler than that. And then of course, if you want to, you could easily, I mean, if you have like a plain shirt, like, just a second. Ooh, just a second. I am still here. I have a tank top that I was gonna get rid of. If you wanted to, if you had just like a plain one, you could easily get some fabric paint, and before you cut it up and everything, you could take some fabric paint and, you know, throw some design on it. So let's say you've got some kind of sporting event or some kind of party or something that you want something special for, you can easily take an old shirt or whatever and add your color, design, whatever. And then after it dries, go and cut it that way, so you have a little bit more of a, option to play around with. So anyway, there you go. So make your own scarves. Instead of, tossing old tees, even if they got holes in them, guess what? I mean, unless it's a massive hole or whatever, you're not really going to notice it. And of course, hopefully you cut straighter. If you use a rotary cutter, it's going to cut it's going to cut a lot better than scissors. So there you go. Anyway, next week, we are going to be in the kitchen. Well, we're kind of in the kitchen now. And next week we are going to make, because I want to say next Sunday or Monday is like National White Chocolate Day or something like that. I'm not sure. Either way, we're doing white chocolate Nutella bars. Of course, y'all know how I like to do it. No bake. Keep it simple. Just a few ingredients. I think, at least. Most of the time, I try to keep it minimal with the ingredients. White chocolate Nutella bars. We're going to cook up or make or throw together, whatever you want to say. And then we're going to make a nutty white chocolate martini. So, there you go. And I did all of this before, we got like a minute and a half before 6 o'clock. So, awesome. Yep. So now I'm going to ask y'all, do me a favor. Y'all already know. Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram. Like them, share them, give me your ideas, comment on them, let me know you're looking at them. That was, acknowledge that, somebody is paying attention. Help me out some. And then, again, send me your ideas. I'm throwing together what I want to do for 2020, so I want to hear what you guys want to see and want me to try. So, I love y'all forever. Hope to see y'all next week. And until then,